Hello, everyone, and welcome to Module 2, Weeks 2 and 3, and we're going to be focusing on helping and problem solving. So this week we'll begin a series of modules that are 2 weeks long. Modules 2, 3, and 4 in this course are each 2 weeks long, and this is to give you enough time for group exercises. So for the next 2 weeks, we'll be focusing on Module 2, and we'll be exploring how to diagnose organizational problems. Since we're focusing on health informatics issues for leadership, we'll be typically talking about scenarios for health informatics implementation of healthcare technology. So the purpose of this module is to help you understand and practice some leadership approaches to diagnosing organizational problems related to health informatics. We're going to have you practicing some active listening, inquiry, and relationship building. We're going to do role play problem scenarios for Healthcare IT Leadership Committee. And you'll be analyzing the steps for group problem solving. So it should be a very interesting module. I think you'll learn a lot of useful things. And for this module, we will be reading the book Helping by Dr. Edgar Schein. He's a world-renowned expert in organizational development and a professor emeritus from MIT. This is one of my favorite books, Helping, and it's an enjoyable and quick read, so I think you will like it too. It's very useful for us as leaders in the working environment, and it's also useful in many non-work situations. Helping requires listening. When applying for jobs, we often say we have excellent communication skills, and listening is key to really having excellent communication skills. I'm sharing this slide, Why We Don't Hear Others. I have this slide printed out and hanging in my office, and I have for years. It's a constant reminder to me of what is not helpful or productive in listening and problem solving. It's hard to overstate the importance of listening, and our readings for this week, you'll see that Dr. Schein takes the idea of listening to a whole new level. For him, listening includes the skill of listening to what is not being said, just as much as it is what is being said. We don't assume that we completely understand, but we ask questions in what he calls humble or pure inquiry to build our understanding. Skilled management consultants use this technique all the time in problem solving. Often when they begin a new project, they've been told by their client what the problem is, what the project is going to be, and what they want help with. Then when they begin the project, we often find that this is only part of the story, and there are other issues floating around below the surface. And it's the job of health IT leaders to skillfully problem solve in these situations, to listen and to practice pure and humble inquiry before taking action. As I mentioned in my course introduction video, you'll find that you don't need to memorize all the information in the readings. So instead, just focus on understanding the concepts and look for areas where you have gaps in knowledge or where you have some questions so that you can do some further research on your own. Dr. Schein has published a lot of things, so you may be interested in reading additional things by him. And I've shared a few things with you in the resources for this module. So please take a look at the course calendar and see the deadlines for the assignments. All the assignments for Module 2 are due at the end of the module, so you have 2 weeks to complete all of the assignments. So I want to take a few minutes now to discuss the assignments for Module 2 in a little more detail. You will be participating in one group exercise and completing 2 individual exercises, along with another journal reflection post. I recommend that you start the group exercise right away. This is 3 different scenarios that we've created for you, and the group will be sharing a group discussion related to problem solving in these 3 scenarios. You can take 2 weeks to complete all 3 of the scenarios. I've created a group discussion page for you under the groups link. The discussion will involve role playing, with you putting yourself in the position of a healthcare leader. The scenarios will describe a leadership committee, and they're discussing the organization's need for HIT systems that will support their strategic goals. These are very realistic scenarios and are conversations that leadership teams actually do have. We, the faculty, will be participating in the discussion as well, and we're available to provide guidance if you get stuck or if you have questions. In the group exercise, you'll be deeply exploring what's involved in problem solving and applying the problem solving process model that was also developed by Dr. Shine. This slide outlines the process for problem solving. So you'll be referring to this throughout your discussions. For each scenario, you will end with a summary post. So you'll begin with a role-playing post and you'll end with a summary post. And here in the summary, we're asking 2 questions for you to keep in mind and consider. What step in the problem-solving process is the group on? And what should the leadership group do next? So we are reading in the book on helping and working on problem-solving process. These 2 things go hand in hand. For this exercise, it's important to be clear on what a process is. What is a process? Process refers to how things are done, not what is done. Dr. Shine gives us this example. If I'm crossing the street, that is what I'm doing. The process is how I'm doing it. Am I running, walking, dodging cars, helping someone across the street? If I'm talking to someone, that's what I'm doing. But I may be looking at her, looking at the ground, mumbling or raising my voice, gesturing or standing still. That is how I'm doing the talking. So I thought those were really great distinctions to help us keep in mind what a process is and how the steps of doing a process. Leadership involves organizational dynamics and processes such as how problems are solved and how decisions are made. And our readings in Shine and the HiFix textbook talk about the importance of leaders being able to effectively diagnose these problems for the organization so they can get things done. And this is what you're going to do in the group exercise. Also in Module 2, you'll complete 2 individual exercises. So you'll work on these by yourself. One is related to our text on helping, where you will practice the technique of humble inquiry. And in the second one, you will actually analyze a meeting. The HiFix books discusses the adaptive leadership process of 3 key process activities: observing, interpreting, and intervening. So you will observe and analyze a meeting that you attend or a personal interaction that you have. And there's guidelines for what to look for and how to actually go about doing this analysis. So you'll find the instructions for these individual exercises for Module 2 on the assignment page in Module 2 in the Blackboard course site. Please use the Submit Assignment link you'll find in the left-hand navigation pane to submit the individual assignments. And finally, you'll add a reflection post to your journal. As you think back after spending some time working on Module 2, what are your reflections about meetings and what are your reflections about the effectiveness and how to be helpful and problem solve. So I hope you will enjoy this module and really dig into a very important topic on helping and problem solving.